In this photo, mid-destruction of the North Tower, we can see Building 7 standing 47 stories tall. This diagram shows where the explosions happened and where one engine and one landing gear were shot out of the same window. In the pancake theory promoted by Thomas Eagar, we should have seen the floors stacked up in a pile. What we actually saw was debris only about as high as the lobby. I wonder why the antenna on the North Tower appears to be burning. Remember, steel beams held up all 110 floors continuously since construction. In 10 to 15 seconds, we got noodles, not pancakes. This map shows the number of each building in the World Trade Center complex. Notice the letter H-shaped post office building east of Building 7. WTC 7 was also called the Salomon Brothers Building. Ask yourself if this guy is a crisis actor reading ahead in a script, or was he the first person to predict the North Tower would also fall?
Mom, I gotta pull you back. Oh my God! It's all still falling! The other one's falling too! Is it? Oh shit! Is it?
Oh my God! It's still falling! The other one's falling too! You can tell he's in trouble because the other guy says, "Is it?" Here, the north wall of the North Tower is still standing next to Building 6. Building 7 has been completely cleaned up already. Building 6 has a giant hole in it. Two of the world's tallest buildings fell on top of this 6-story building. Where's the debris? From inside Building 6, we don't see debris crushed. The floor is still intact. What happened to the contents? In this satellite photo, we see the smoke from the Twin Towers. When we zoom out using Google Earth, the smoke disappears. Here is Hurricane Erin, together with the Twin Towers, from the GEOS 8 satellite. The television news channels didn't report on it. This is what it would have looked like if they would have reported on it. In the Hollywood movie United 93, you can see Hurricane Erin in the upper right corner of this screenshot. Dr. Judy Wood uses the term toasted rather than burned. Here is a map of the toasted cars, some more than a half a mile away. There were several cars that were also flipped as well. These are disintegrated cars under FDR Drive. Here is a car lot where many cars are being toasted. This fire truck was wilted in front and mangled panels on the side. In 1999, we see the tombstones from Arlington National Cemetery across from the Pentagon. In 2000, the tombstones do not appear in this blurrier photo. The letter H is gone from this photo. This picture was taken on 9/11. Moving to the right, so we can focus on the roof, this is before, and this picture was taken on 9/11. Zooming out, this is before, this is after. Here's a front view of the damage section. Ask yourself if an airplane 120 feet wide, wingtip to wingtip, can fit into a hole just over 50 feet wide without leaving wings or other airplane parts outside. Here's a close-up of the ground outside. Here's a hole, presumably from the backside. Now let's talk about Building 7.
Jane, what more can you tell us about the Salomon Brothers building and its collapse?
Jane, what more can you tell us about the Salomon Brothers building and its collapse? It's right behind me. It hasn't collapsed yet. When it did go down, CBS Channel 2 was on West Street. We have the raw footage on the left with the red building in the foreground and blue sky. On the right, we have a brown building and dark sky, and their Channel 2 logo. Ashley Banfield with CNN was interviewing a mother with their baby at the exact time Building 7 was demolished. They were on Broadway Street, like it was a show on Broadway. Let's talk about Flight 93 and Shanksville, Pennsylvania.
It had been a strip mine, so it was a very barren area with some trees behind it, and that's what burned.
And it had been a strip mine. It was a very barren area. Some trees behind it, and that's what burnt. Here's a map of the memorial. The white area is what they say is the debris field. In 1994, the bottom corner of the debris field appears to be trees. The next available photo is from 2004. There is a pond there now. This is a recent photo. They added a parking lot there. The FBI had found the data recorder in the pond 5 minutes before the Navy divers arrived. Look at what they dug up, too. An aircraft engine. Brian Cabell with CNN reported a second debris field 6 miles away. The Pittsburgh Tribune-Review said debris was washing up at the marina 2 miles away and published a map showing debris up to 8 miles away.
I happen to think that they had not only a plane, but they had bombs that exploded almost simultaneously, because I just can't imagine anything being able to go through that wall. Most buildings are built with the steel is on the inside around the elevator shaft. This one was built from the outside, which is the strongest structure you can have, and it was almost just like a can of soup.